Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Valorant interview. Of course, my name is Travis, otherwise known as T-Dog, and today I am here with the number one Raze, Mr. Justin Sears, aka Trick. How are you doing, Trick?
Good, good.
Welcome, man. Happy to have you here. So everybody who's gonna be watching this already knows who you are. I'm guessing just because you've been a prevalent name in the tier one, tier two, tier three Valorant scene. You're a streamer yourself. You had 2 million followers at one point.
Bro.
Um, but I guess my first question is, what game did you come from, and were you known in that game? Did you accomplish anything that you want to share? Anything like that?
Started out like competitively at least. Call of Duty just playing search and destroy, like wages and shit.
For sure.
But you know, didn't do much there, but that's where I started. Then I started playing Fortnite when it came out.
Yep.
Made like 10K in Fortnite, placed like decent in solos,
For sure.
and then came to this game in beta.
Yep. Got it. Okay. So I have your stats shown on the screen here, whether it's from ranked, whether it's from officials. It is very, very clear that you are the Raze main. I have learned a lot of stuff from you. You and Vetron have mainly been the two guys that have taught me a lot of how to like take Raze to the next level when it comes to the tech, the timings, what to use, why to use it. What is the thing that gravitated you towards Raze? What you want to build off of that?
Well, in beta, I played Sova and Breach and Raze, but the reason why I kept playing Raze was because I felt like I could always go really aggressive on both sides, and you can always like Raze is self-sufficient. Like you have info with the boom bot, you have a way to kill people with a nade, like chip damage, you can zone them, and you can satchel for movement if you want to do anything crazy to like throw off timings.
Right.
So it just worked.
Just really versatile. Okay, that makes sense.
The satchels were very good in beta as well.
Yep. Yeah, back when they did 75 damage, that was a good time. So on to another topic here. I know that the common names brought up nowadays are probably Dasner, Vanity, maybe Menace, but do you consider yourself the original Judge user?
Um, I know about original. I think me and Menace both use the judge a lot. I mean, I used it since beta, but I definitely think that I'm still pretty far ahead with the judge than like most people. I mean, if you're talking about like an agent that doesn't have movement with the judge, I mean, maybe that's one thing, but I think me and Menace both have like some really good game sense with the judge. It's not a lot of skill to use, but you do have to learn how to like peek with it. And I did play Fortnite, so it does help.
Okay, good. I like that. I think that the Judge is so hated because people think it takes no skill, but at the end of the day, the judge does better against players who are lacking awareness or they're just not ready for it in general, you know?
Yeah,
I
when you're
just think
playing
it's
against tier one teams,
right,
it is hard.
exactly. I just think it's an easy thing to complain about, you know, kind of like just any agent with a flash, you know, in ranked, your teammate will complain about how they can't see anything. This is so stupid, but at the same time, they're the reason they can't see anything because they're not prepared for the situation.
Yeah, when you're committing to a judge, like for example, without like leaking like stuff that I do, when you're in a tournament versus a good team, and you're let's say you're on T side and you're committing to a judge buy for like a certain strat, like you want to take U-Haul on bind or something,
Yeah.
you're kind of forced to do that. And if you want to call it off, like you can't really change up what you want to do because at that point you're actually useless. Like especially even when you're on defense and you have to rotate to the other bomb site,
Right.
you're you're AFK on retake
Mm,
again. You're just a
definitely a
body.
gamble. So another thing that I want to go into here that is maybe more confidential for you is Phoenix One, just to get the details out about that again, because on Twitter I know that they've been blasted. I think I don't know if it was the score, but I remember reading like some sort of article about how they scammed you guys. Do you want to go into detail about that at all? That
I was never
experience?
scammed. So I was on Phoenix One prior to them ever scamming. So it was a guy named Blame who is like the guy who's behind everything.
Right.
Um, he probably just made up a bunch of names, or maybe there was more people like with like investors and stuff. But in reality, it was probably just him. And he offered everybody like 1K, 1,500 a month. We never signed or anything. I didn't. But then Menace's team. So basically, I left Phoenix One after we lost to Gen G. Then Derek followed, and Menace followed, and we all just left after that loss because at the time we couldn't find like a fifth Sentinel player. It just felt like we weren't going anywhere. It was like it's so hard to like find people. We all just wanted to seek out our own opportunities.
Right.
And then after that, Menace didn't really have much to do, and Blame said you should stay. Menace built the team around him, and then they scammed Menace. So that's basically what happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty situation. Kind of the same thing that coincide with Mamba Mode Gaming. The thing that I'll never understand is how do you get to the point where you think that that's a good decision? You know,
Yeah,
uh,
true.
I've heard some things about on the way esports too that I don't really want to just delve into just because it's not my business. But I'll never understand how an org owner or maybe the board have an idea about not paying the people that are working for them. What's the next step for your org when you get canceled on Twitter? Are you just gonna bounce back from that? Is that okay? Or are you just gonna just completely vanish from the face of the earth like
So
they
I think what
usually do?
happens is that people go into it thinking that if they get a good roster and they get results, that their org is going to be profitable.
Mm,
But in reality, esports orgs are not profitable at all until like
yeah,
an insanely long time. It
right,
takes years to become profitable,
yeah,
sponsorships and relevancy in the scene. You're
right,
not going to be profitable from a tier two team. Just not a thing.
right. I think with time it'll become better. I know that COVID has set like a lot of people back when it comes to like tier two orgs. But I think the esports really does have like a future when it comes to like paying players a legitimate salary to play on like a semi-pro level.
Yeah.
So, next topic, Mr. EliGE. What happened with EliGE? Why is a top 20 Counter-Strike player all-time Hall of Famer battling with you on Twitter and all these verified guys are joining in and ganging up on you?
Well, all what happened was Cryptix tweeted like a clip or something that
Right,
like said something about a leash, and I said, "Yo, that guy backseated me." I said I dropped 30 kills. I think it was more like 20 or something. I don't know, but this is a tweet. I don't like give a shit. It was just more of me talking to Crip. Like it wasn't me trying to like come at a leash on Twitter. I literally just replied to Crip,
right,
and then somehow like that tweet got screenshot about RDs, and he tweeted it. I don't really care about Elise. I feel like Elise is just like defending his brand, like, "Oh no, I'm not toxic, whatever."
right,
Like that's okay, but I just don't like any of the cock riders. Like all the pros who commented, I don't like
right.
any of those people. I mean, they're just cock riders.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I've noticed coming up in Valorant. I've always been a good people person. I feel like I've worked in things like retail and stuff. Not that that matters, but it's just something that just builds your like kind of like character almost. And the amount of just like follow for follow, I interact with you, you interact with me, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type behavior in the Valorant scene is honestly like unsettling. Like I think it's actually like gross the amount of just like fake stuff that goes on, man. People will do anything for Twitter impressions. People do will do anything for a follow back, and I don't know. I really think that that's the main thing that like coincide with that. People just want to
Yeah, well,
side.
people want that situation to
Right,
happen.
right,
People
exactly.
wanted that situation to escalate.
Right,
Like
people.
it was just a tweet that didn't matter. I don't give a shit if he told me how to like it was, specifically it was like him trying to like tell me not to nade something on execute, which I don't even remember now, but it wasn't that big of a deal at all. I don't really give a shit about it and I don't care about a leash. Like, I think he just defended himself.
Right,
But again, all the people who replied, like they're just waiting for beef to happen on Twitter so they can just get in on it, dude. That
right,
that shit
exactly,
turns them on.
exactly.
They want to see someone's downfall.
Yep.
They want to talk shit. Like if they have a chance to say like, "Oh, that kid's weird," they're gonna do it.
Right.
Like they've been waiting for that moment.
Yeah, it's a really bad state that the scene and just Twitter's in. It's just like it's unbearable for me to watch. Just seeing screenshots of DMs of someone following someone, them noticing that they don't follow them back, and then DMing them saying to follow them back that they are not Drake. Like I've seen a screenshot of that, and it's just like if you ever wanna if you're watching this and maybe you wanna step up to the semi-pro level or maybe even go past that, if you are concerned about your follower count, your viewers when you're live, your YouTube views, whatever it is, you are never going to make it. You're your own worst enemy. You can't care about that stuff, man. You just got to do you, and if it happens, it happens. You can't force it. That's not how it works, and it's pitiful to watch. All right. After all that, I got one last thing. What are we going to see next from Trick? I've seen on Twitter the whole thing where you're saying you're stepping down with competitive Valorant. I know that you have some, IRL stuff that you probably got to take care of in the near future. But what are we going to see next?
I mean, I haven't played on a real team since like Phoenix One, which was like 9 months ago.
Right.
But scrimming right now with a team, and I'm moving. Haven't really been able to play for the last few months because my internet's so bad. Same reason why I can't stream, and it's just always been an issue.
Right.
But I'm moving soon. Hopefully, if my internet's good there, then I'll compete again. Uh, if it's not, then I'd have to like make the decision to actually like move states,
Right.
get an apartment somewhere.
Gotcha.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to compete in the next couple of weeks again.
Yeah,
It'll be
that's good.
fun.
I'm happy
Start
to hear that.
streaming,
Good.
and people will see how hard
Yeah.
I've been working.
Good. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'll be one of the people that are going to be watching. So, best of luck. I hope that you do well. Do you have anything else you want to add for anybody?
Nope,
That's it.
just sub the T Dog. He's a goat.
Wow. Love to hear
He
that.
put me on the Phantom.
Yep. Phantom Gamer. Fuck Vandal Gang. Well, that has been it for the trick interview, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like. Maybe consider subscribing for more future content. I got a couple more of these coming up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next. I'm out of here. Deuces.